Hi guys, it's Morgan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about episode 6 of season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, there will be spoilers in this review, so stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled. So, here's my review of episode 6 of season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. Like I said in my last review, I don't support Fisk and I never will, but Vincent D'Onofrio does a great job at making you feel sorry for Fisk after he lost Vanessa, who was the love of his life. And even though it wasn't a surprise, it was still pretty extreme when Fisk killed Vanessa's doctor after he offered his condolences. But that's the kind of person Fisk is. If something ends up not going his way, he'll find someone to blame and get rid of them. And just like always, Buck was there to clean up the mess. When a car pulled up in front of a house and men with guns got out of the car and walked towards the house, it was clear that whoever lived in the house was in trouble. And then we saw the person who lived in the house go outside, and we focused on a little girl who we later found out is named Danielle, who was playing with a grenade that had been tossed into the house. And while we were watching her, we could see through the windows to outside that the men were being tossed around. And then the person whose house it was came back inside, and it was revealed to be Jessica Jones. And she took the grenade from her daughter Danielle and prevented it from going off. And then she told Danielle that it was not a toy. It wasn't a surprise when Karen made it clear that she wanted Poindexter dead. But, understandably, Matt refused. I was also worried about Angela when Karen told her to promise her that she would stay low and stay safe, since Angela didn't respond to that. So it made me think that she wasn't going to listen to Karen. But she ended up helping Karen during the protest at the end of the episode. Even though I understood why Karen told Matt that she might have been wrong when she told him not to kill Fisk, it was good that Matt refused, since he doesn't want them to be like Fisk. But Karen did make a good point when she told Matt that this might not end until either him or Fisk is dead. When Marge, the governor of New York, was talking to Sheila and made it clear to her that she would support her if Sheila were to run for mayor, it made a scene in the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day make a lot of sense, because there's a scene where we see Sheila give Spider-Man the key to the city, and since that's something that the mayor does, it looks like Sheila is going to become mayor of New York, but it looks like there might be some issues with Marge helping her, since we also saw the lieutenant governor talking to Buck, and he told Buck that Marge has already promised to support him for his run for governor, but Buck told him, why wait, implying that they should kill Marge. I love BB, but it's clear that she has a hard time reading a room after she asked Daniel what they were going to do for his birthday at the gathering after Vanessa's funeral. And Daniel understandably told her that he wanted to focus on being there for Fisk, but then he ended up telling her that he was planning on going to his mom's house for his birthday, and BB asked if she could go with him. But things for BB are not looking good, since Buck made it clear to Daniel that he suspects BB is the leak, and in order to see if it's true, he told Daniel to give BB a piece of fake information and see if it resurfaces, and Daniel agreed. I also found it surprising when Daniel told Buck that he knows that BB is not the leak and that he doesn't need proof, since there have been moments in other episodes where it's clear that Daniel suspects that BB's the leak. But during the scene where Daniel confronted BB, it was clear that when he told Buck that he knows that BB is not the leak, he was trying to protect her. It wasn't a surprise that Mr. Charles was upset after it was revealed that Fisk had taken the weapons that were on the Northern Star that he was supposed to give to Mr. Charles, and instead gave them to the anti-vigilante task force. But I was surprised when Mr. Charles was waiting for Marge and told her that he wanted to help her. But when you think about it, since Mr. Charles is obviously upset that Fisk took his stuff, it makes sense that he would want to side with someone who is also against Fisk. It was also a surprise to find out that Jessica knew about Mr. Charles, and she told Daredevil that Mr. Charles had contacted her and was interested in people like them, and that even though she told him to fuck off, some people that she knows took his offer. We also found out that after Jessica had Danielle, it caused her powers to sometimes go away and then come back, which explains what happened when Jessica was fighting Powell. I've said this before, but even though I don't like that Heather sided with Fisk, I still feel sorry for her since her experience with Muse is obviously still affecting her. But it was pretty extreme when she was telling Buck about what Muse did to her, And when she told him that Muse choked her, Buck told her to show him, and even though she refused at first, Buck told her it was okay, and Heather started choking him. And since it seemed like she was getting into it, it adds to my theory that Heather is going to become the new Muse. It was also a surprise that Heather stole one of Vanessa's earrings. When Daniel told Bebe that Fisk wasn't going to run for re-election and told her not to leak it and to keep it between them, I was hoping that Bebe would somehow realize that Daniel was giving her false information and not leak the story, since I don't want Bebe to get caught being the leaker and get killed. So when she was about to leak the story, I was worried. So I was relieved when, after she looked through Daniel's room, she decided not to leak it. And so it looked like things were going to be okay. But then Daniel found the SD card in Bebe's coat pocket. And right before Bebe kissed Daniel, Daniel confronted her about the SD card and asked her what was on it, and told her that he doesn't think he'll be able to protect her from Buck anymore, right when Buck was calling him. After everything that's happened, it wasn't a surprise that Karen was upset after Daredevil stopped her from killing Poindexter. But it was really sad when Karen told Daredevil that he keeps protecting the wrong people instead of the people who love him. And she also told him that Kristoff never made it to witness protection, and that she thinks Kristoff and her source are both dead. And even though she's right about Kristoff being dead, she's wrong about her source being dead, since at this moment Bebe's still alive, and I'm hoping she stays that way since things are not looking good for her. I was proud of everyone protesting against the anti-vigilante task force, but I was worried about Saunders since he had to pretend that he was on the anti-vigilante task force's side, even though he helped Daredevil and Karen. So it was really sad when Powell killed him. But it also makes me hope that that might make Cole realize just how bad the anti-vigilante task force is, since he saw what Powell did, even though Powell blamed it on vigilantes. And you could see that Cole was pretty surprised at what Powell did. It was a really powerful moment when Karen played the video of the people that Daredevil had saved from the anti-vigilante task force against the City Hall building. But things are not looking great for Karen, since while she was trying to help Angela's friend Javi, who had gotten hurt in the chaos, Powell saw her. It also wasn't a surprise that Fisk refused when Daredevil told him that in order to make peace, they will both leave New York. I mean, Matt has known Fisk for a long time, So he had to have known that he wasn't going to agree to that. And it wasn't a surprise when the two of them started fighting. Since things are not looking good for a lot of the characters, I really want to know what's going to happen in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you want to see any of my previous Daredevil Born Again reviews, check out the playlist. And if you want to see my future Daredevil Born Again reviews or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!